What up, everybody? I am your host, JP, and this is my co-host, Josh.
Hey, everybody.
And welcome back to another episode of the FilmBros podcast. All right, guys. We got a topic today. No news, because, you know, the dryer, it's really dry. It's dry out there. Drier than Joshua's elbows.
What?
Drier than Josh's elbows.
I don't know. My elbows are mad moist.
Don't say that word. Don't say that word. Not over the air.
Mad moist. I'm telling you.
Mad moist?
Yeah, mad moist. Can't
Like-
start a fire with these ones.
You think the Mad Titan had mad moist elbows?
I'm pretty sure. Maybe that's why he was so mad.
Because it was just moisturized?
He had to get a whole glove and destroy half the universe to distract people from it.
I would have thought all that moisturization would have made the glove slip off of his hand.
No. It would have made it easier for the Avengers to take it off if that was the case.
It would have made it for a quicker snap, too. Just...
No, it'd be too greasy.
Oh, not on the outside of the metal glove, though. Hey, how do you make fingers snap through metal?
I can.
Oh, you fucking got me beat there. But something that maybe you won't concede so easily in is a topic of, I'm guessing, the future, right? We're going to eventually revert back to the Stone Age eventually. You know what they say, history tends to repeat itself. But today, we're going to see if we can make a connection. Do we feel like that's probably going to happen? Are we going to revert to our prehistoric ways of entertainment? Of course, this is about entertainment. Today, Josh, we are going to be talking about movies, streaming movies, versus television. And what do I mean by that? Well, I'm going to define it for you guys. First of all, box office, we already know the best of the best. I think A-list, top-tier actors, like, once you get to the box office, I think that's where, you know, you've made it. You know that you can pull money in. You're a ticket. Maybe that's the new wave. I know, like, A-list celebrities used to just be all over Hollywood. You wouldn't even, I think 6 years ago, you couldn't even be like, oh, you know, the person from Cobra Kai is obviously a movie star or whatever. You know, let's put him in his own feature-length film, which Zola Madorna wound up doing with Blue Beetle. Mm-hmm. So we know box office is top tier still. We know at this time in 2024, box office is still there. But how do you climb up, though, right? We saw the Bear star. What was his name? The one that was in the Iron Claw recently in A24. Jeremy Allen White. We've seen him go from basically a side character from Showtime's Shameless, and move up to his own character in a TV show that was made for streaming, but also are full-length, hour-long episodes, you know what I mean? And then now he's in his own feature length in A24's The Iron Claw. Yeah. So, you know, a climb up nonetheless. But today we're going to talk about streaming in general. Obviously, we know where the heights you can get with box office. Streaming, at least. How do you feel about streaming, Josh? I know, you know, growing up, you had to go to the movies in order to see the newest thing right out the gate. Mm-hmm. Nowadays, you just got to wait a couple months, and or if something good is in the box office, then hopefully something drops that's fairly decent on streaming, and you could probably watch it nowadays. I think high school you were going through all that too. So
yeah, it's the norm, because I mean I was old enough to experience the movie theaters and things like that. And then, well, I lived through the era of Netflix only being the delivery service, Redbox, things like that, and then it became the norm that everything is streaming. So I find it convenient. Not convenient in the sense that it's at your fingertips, you know, like the internet. But
like if you want to watch something, you constantly have some entertainment to look for.
Like YouTube has always been like a thing, you know, and Netflix hasn't. So it feels more like with Netflix, you got a or all these streaming services, you got a plethora of things to watch. You can never, like, if you're taking a lunch break or whatever, where you're at work, you can always find something to watch. If YouTube isn't your thing. So yeah, I think it's just convenient, because it all kind of developed from where all you really had before was things on the internet or whatever, YouTube or whatnot. And then I don't know when they started doing movies on there either, but I find it a lot more convenient. Beforehand, that wasn't a thing. You kind of just take your lunch break, do whatever, and then you go back to work. Well, now you can sit there for about 30 minutes, close to an hour, watching a show or catching up on a movie, something like that. So it's all really convenient.
I've seen people go as far, and this isn't happening in my car, but I've been driving before, and I look over to the car next to me. People are watching whole episodes of shows on the road. I've had a coworker actually tell me that she would catch up on certain shows on her because she lives in Arvin, and I guess it's like a 30-minute drive on the way home. I'm like, how are you paying attention to a movie or a show and still driving? Like, it sounds dangerous.
That is very dangerous.
We do not condone that here at the Film Bros podcast. Make sure you silence your phones, whatever. We care about your safety. Thumbs up. Here's my thing. I don't even like to watch. I know we always say I watch YouTube when I'm not at my house. I do not. I'm not somebody who can just pop something on while I'm at work. I can't enjoy it. I can't enjoy it on a lunch break. I can't. I'm over here thinking about all the stresses at work, and you think Ahsoka is gonna pull me out the fire? Not today.
It depends. For me, it depends on if I'm watching a show. Like if I'm in the middle of a show and I'm like, I want to watch it because I left off on a good part or whatever. Like I can tell you, when I was watching Shameless, I was watching it on my breaks. Like, it really depends on if I'm into the show or not. I can't watch a full movie. I know I got coworkers that tell me like, oh, I'm watching this right now, and I'm like, but you're gonna get like 30 minutes in, and then you're just gonna call it quits. I can't do that.
You're gonna have to pause it.
Yeah,
get all that build up again.
Resume it when you get home or whatever. Like, I think a show or YouTube is.
I would like to pause the build up right here.
Like, wow, this is so good.
Yeah, keep moving on. I gotta say, streaming for me, and this is from somebody that grew up with cable, right? Knew that if you wanted to see the next best thing, you had to go to the movie theater, and then when you weren't gonna get it on streaming, you were gonna get it right on Netflix or whatever the delivery service at the time, which I don't even think that started being a thing until a little bit later, like in 08, 09 and stuff like that. Before that, you would have to wait for it to pop up on Stars, Max, or Showtime. I'm not talking about the late night stuff for you, fucking
perverts.
Pervs.
Yeah, no. I remember those. They used to where they just constantly played movies.
Yeah.
Without ads.
Without ads, yeah. But you had to buy premium subscription.
Buy premium for that stuff.
Yeah, that would consider premium. So you would have to do that in order to watch it eventually, and you knew that from the theater to the actual cable box, it was going to be at least 5 months, 4 months, something like that. It's gonna be a while.
It was a real struggle watching the Clone Wars, because I remember that was like the one show we watched like together.
Yeah,
it'd be like, oh, it's here every Friday. We watch it, and then it's like, we gotta wait again
for the next time. And
and now,
it was always cool when they would sprinkle in like new Cartoon Network stuff that are coming up next or whatever. Blah blah.
And now we get it 3 episodes at a time.
Yeah,
or weekly.
Now we get the final season on streaming, which is weird to go from a weekly binge model back in like 09, 2010, and now we're over here. They gave it to us streaming on a weekly model as well, but just streaming. So I kind of grew up with that time that from cable. Then we went to streaming, right? That's when things started popping up little by little. Netflix was the first one to kind of pioneer that. And everybody kind of followed suit. And then we hit 2020, the big vid epidemic, right? And put everybody on their ass. And what did a lot of studios say? Hey, we're going to go ahead and see what streaming does for us, right? We're going to see what happens. Even created a whole term for, people jumping from streaming service to streaming service called churn.
Yeah,
people would just jump from one thing to the next thing that was playing to the next thing that was playing. And how do you keep them from canceling one subscription to jump to another one? That's probably another topic that we're going to have to talk about, as well as a bunch of subscriptions that we're paying for now.
Yeah,
but I guess as both of us had lived through it, I mean, you this is custom form for you, but I would personally think right off the gate, I think streaming hurt, I guess, regular viewership, because now a lot of people where there was some patience and you had to wait, now people want it now. Like, people I like binging stuff because I hate waiting for the week to week or whatever. But even I know for my, not a lot of people can restrain themselves to understand, like, moderation. Let me watch a little bit now, watch a little bit next. No, people want to consume that shit all the way through, and they have their opinions 2 minutes afterwards.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this shit was ass. Did you even watch it?
Yeah.
I watched it at 1.25 speed.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I guess that's fair because even I have my problems with that. Like there's a lot of where it's like, oh, it all came out at once. I gotta pace myself, but at the same time, I know it's like,
if it's so good, you're gonna run through it.
This is building up so good, and then you're like, oh, this is over because 10 episodes is the max, which is another thing that TV shows on streaming have adapted. And I personally, I don't think it's enough. You would think, I know maybe that sounds greedy, but you getting 30-minute episodes or whatever for 10 episodes straight, that doesn't really do much. You get it like an hour first episode, and then maybe an hour ending episode with about 30 minutes in between. I don't think that's enough content.
I think that's regular Disney though. I think Netflix and everything, every single episode is at least an hour long. I think with Disney has that problem.
Mm-hmm.
Disney Plus and all that stuff. But I think every other show that I watch that's not on Disney, it's at least 45 minutes to an hour long episode. It's rare that I ever see a 30-minute episode anymore that is not on Disney Plus.
Okay. Oh yeah, but I guess that's like at its worst then. At its best, it is hour-long stuff. Because I mean, even I told you, I haven't finished it, but the Mr. and Mrs. Smith show is each episode is close to like an hour and some change. So
okay, so that kind of leads me to a first question: how do we prefer our content when it comes to streaming? Do we like the movie format, an hour and a half, 2 hour and a half tops? Whereas you get on the other aisle, TV streaming as well. Netflix, you just kind of go from slide to slide, but those are 45 minute to an hour episodes. You get 8 to 10 episodes, and you got to sit there and watch this whole long, extra extended long movie, I would assume, in a binge model. What's your preference?
I think movie-wise, it doesn't work because you can tell some of them are very undervalued. You get small successes, but I think I would prefer, in this case, shows because they feel like movies, but they're fleshed out, which is really, really weird. Because how is this show 10 episodes, hour or so episode long, looks better, the story's good, this and that, versus a movie that has way more budget, big name stars, and it doesn't work. Like it really, I think it really sucks because I've seen an Adam Sandler movie where it wasn't funny. It was about throwing his daughter like a party or whatever, and it was I couldn't fuck with it because it wasn't funny. And then we watched the Ed Helms one, the family swap, or whatever the fuck it was called.
Oh yeah,
that one sucked. Like a lot of them are very hindering in that sense. Even action movies don't hit as well. You can tell it's made for TV, to be consumed that way. But then you get TV shows like The Bear or whatever, and it's like, wow, holy shit, this is like really good quality stuff. And I think there's a big disconnect between those two things alone.
I think you see that though because of the fact that Netflix is they dabble in everything, right? They have all kinds of stuff all over the place. So I think you're gonna have the shittiest of shit shows where you're gonna have the best of the best shows as well, movies as well, because you're gonna have, out of 10 movies, 3 of those movies you're really gonna believe in and put the money behind it, promote it, make sure people know about it, because this is what's gonna be. Same thing with TV shows. You're gonna have like 20 of them motherfuckers, and then you're gonna this maybe 5 or 8 of them are gonna make it past season 1. The rest of them are gonna get canceled because they're just I think that's the way that Netflix kind of does their work.
Yeah,
they'll put out a season or whatever. If it does really well, they'll put out another season. But once it stops becoming, how do you say, when it stops raking in that dough, that's when they're gonna be like, well, maybe we could cut that one too.
Yeah.
So I mean, I understand. I personally prefer movies all in general. Like, if you can feed me all this information in a good 2 to 2 hour and a half movie, I'm good with that. There's some shows that they kind of over drag it, and you're just like, we didn't need too much of that. We could have gotten rid of that 100%. But I personally, I like the whole streaming method when we get certain movies. But then, yeah, you also get that whole, oh, this feels like a streaming movie. But then you get those gems that are like Prey and what is going to be that Roadhouse movie coming out on Prime pretty soon. And you're just like, well, what the fuck? This
so
should have been box office.
That's why you get rare gems. Because even I feel that way about, like, uncut gems deserved theatrical release. So you do get one every hit and miss. But
nobody wants to see serious Adam Sandler.
Worst, you're gonna hate my list later then. It's a lot of hit or miss. Because, I mean, Lift with Kevin Hart is definitely not a streaming. I mean, not a box office movie.
I think they called it Lift because they got to lift him up.
The one that we saw with Jake Johnson isn't a theater movie.
No, that would never have made it in the theaters. But we got to, I mean, that's another positive for, I guess, streaming movies and stuff like that as well, is that you kind of are able to get a start. You know, like Madam Web's director, S.J. Clarkson, instead of, you know, and we tore into that one if you guys want to go check out our review. If she would have been given, obviously she's done some Netflix stuff or whatever, but if she would have been given a movie, kind of like the girl who did Flamin' Hot and Jake Johnson, their first directorial debut, like, I think streaming's a good place to start, right? Like, a good place to put out a movie, see if it's well received. If you can make it on streaming, then, you know, then we'll back you up and put it on an actual box office. Give it real budget.
I would say yes and no, because what about the people who don't know that this movie exists or doesn't have said streaming service?
What do you mean?
Like, yeah, they can get this could be their test run, but, I mean, how do we know it's big or it gained traction unless hella people are talking about it?
If people love it, people are going to talk about it.
Well, yeah, but, like, what about the people it eliminates when you don't have said streaming service?
The people will get it. Free trials, my boy.
For one movie?
Yeah, people do that
There
all
would
the time.
be one hell of a movie.
That's what I'm saying.
It wouldn't be a Jake Johnson movie.
I know, like, it was around. It wouldn't be Jake Johnson, but there was that the one that Prime was doing a bunch of, like, advertisement for. They were putting it on posters, putting it on blimps, airplanes. They were, like, really advertising. It was with Chris Pratt.
Oh yeah,
the Tomorrow War.
Yeah,
that one was, like, everywhere, and that's because they thought they had a banger on their hands, and they were promoting the fuck out of that movie. And they saw a peak in their, you know, in their whole subscription and everything, because people really were like, well, what? I wonder what this movie's about. So, I mean, people actually go.
Yeah. So, okay, well, that just makes me question, like, do people who do that get more robbed? You know what I mean? Like we watch Madam Web and we get a one-time experience, and we're like, we're never gonna touch this again. Do people who buy that and get the 1 month free trial or whatever, do they feel more robbed when it's like, oh, we bought a whole subscription service for this or whatever? You know what I mean?
To be honest, I used to. When I used to do, like, the free services, I don't do it anymore, but when I used to do the free services, if the movie sucked, I'm like, I use my email for this? Like, what a waste of a fucking free service. I'm not going to get a good movie out of this.
Because during Black Friday, Disney Plus and I think Hulu and all them, they were doing, like, 99 cents for, like, 3 months.
Yeah, I seen that.
So it's like, what the people that don't really consume media that way, are they going to be like, oh, I have it, but I don't use it, so I guess here's $1?
But I don't use it. Well, yeah. I mean, I know that a lot of those low tiers are starting to do really big numbers too, where people get ads and all that.
Oh man, forcing us to pay for ads is insane.
I mean, some people don't have the money for that. Maybe they need the ads.
Oh yeah, some people are content with it, but, like, that's what I mean. Upping the price. And
First of all, if I'm watching anybody's subscription and you got ads, my boy, I'm sorry. Cut off.
You're not watching it. We're not watching on your streaming service again.
No.
But I don't know.
Don't worry, sweetie. I'll put in my login.
Because even Prime has the whole thing. I don't know. I saw somewhere that they're getting sued. I don't know if it's panning out, but I saw they're getting sued because, like I told you, people are already paying premium for no ads, and then for them to be like, oh, but premium now has ads. you pay an extra fine to get them off. It's like, well, then what's the point? We're already paying for premium.
I heard people were suing them.
That's why. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Are you paying attention to what I'm saying?
I did.
No.
I didn't hear the suing part, but I was.
Yeah, I don't know if it's panning out. That's what I mean. And so it's a lot more of like, should that be suable? You know, like, should this be a problem that these people should consider? Because you want us to come in, but you're gonna make us charge for more.
Well, their thing is that they were charging them for a subscription, and then when they bumped up the thing, whoever was paying for that low tier or the tier that they were already doing, they automatically got ads. So it wasn't like people went up to the next tier or anything, that people were already there. They basically were like, you're paying this much, you're at the ad tier. You want something better, you got to get premium. You got to go up higher.
No, but that's why Amazon didn't have a premium. It was either you bought the subscription,
the subscription,
or you had a premium.
And they just changed it without telling people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then Netflix, well, their prices went up for the low tier.
Multiple times.
For the low
You're
tier.
still holding strong.
For the lower tier. That's what I mean, though.
Oh.
Even with ads, they're like, play more. But it's like, well, then I'm paying for ads already. Why would I do that?
Yeah, exactly.
I think Hulu has one. They have a student one where it's like you get no ads for like $10.
I mean, that's a good, like, is streaming doing any better? Because at that point, aren't we just reverting back to cable?
Exactly. Is the content worth consuming if you're getting an ad every episode or whatever?
Fuck no. And I mean, they're going to obviously try to get more money out of me to try to not pay for ads, but I'll tell you, I'll just pirate that.
A lot of people are.
I heard about it.
A lot of people
A lot of people have, like, jailbroken Fire Sticks and whatnot.
Yeah. And I mean, that's cool.
It's becoming more of a problem. You know, people that are, like, you know, noticing that they're pirating NFL, all that stuff. It's like, people know it's an issue. People know that it's easy to just gain access to these things. And they're still making these mistakes. Like, why would you pay so much for this premium if I could easily just kind of get it on the low here?
Or you can pay like $5 a month for an ad blocker and just put it on there anyway. And it's like, oh, I'm not only am I paying $5 for the ad blocker, but I'm paying low tier stuff and still getting no ads.
Exactly.
So a lot of that they see works. People do it with YouTube. You know, they'll pay for an ad blocker and stream it through their YouTube, and it'll like, they're not paying for YouTube Premium. They just have regular YouTube and no ads.
I pay for the premium.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you know, the other people.
I just like it because you can listen to it without having to, you know, have the YouTube app open.
But people can do it with Spotify and all that too now.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. Streaming is becoming a problem, man. I think it's becoming a problem where people are kind of like this whole AI stuff too. You know, with like people trying to tame it. You know, it's just part of the future, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
So like AI is becoming a problem. Streaming is becoming a problem. What about like? Obviously, we've been hearing that Paramount's trying to like merge with other people. Netflix is still holding strong and steady by themselves. Paramount talked to Peacock, you know, Apple, Max,
Yeah.
you know, David Zaslav over there. Like, they're trying to bundle up because even like Sony has like this exclusive deal with Netflix, and that's only because they don't have a streaming service. They would rather just pay somebody to license their IP than put up a whole streaming service for themselves. So like, is it worth the hassle? Is it not worth the hassle? It seems like studios can't really tell either.
And then it becomes a question of like, well, is there too much stuff? You know what I mean? Are they saturating their own market because, you know, every show that they pick up is just going there? You know,
what are the top 3 apps? Hulu, Max.
I would say Netflix.
I hate Netflix.
A lot of people do, but they still got it. I still got it, and I hate it.
Fucking hate you. I'm gonna still pay you.
Well, it's because I know every once in a while they come up with a banger. So like, I know
if
Arcane,
Peacock could work out some of its shit, I think that would
be a contender.
Yeah, I think that one would be a good app.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine's on there too.
I know.
On Netflix.
It's on Netflix now. I ain't gonna watch it on there. Going straight to Peacock still.
I'll probably go to Netflix for it. But that's why I would say it's probably those. And Max shot up quickly, but that's because of all the stuff that they got too.
But Max be having some.
Their lag is insane.
What lag?
You don't be lagging? I be lagging on there.
I don't be lagging on there, no, never. I think
and then when they got
I think
rid
the
of that,
most is sometimes the app it'll say like it'll move the box one way, and I'm actually over here, and it'll just keep like it'll be confusing sometimes.
Yeah, But then Max shot up quickly, and they launched very fast, kind of like Disney Plus did. But that one is already like feels like a contender. And then you get streaming services like Paramount where they don't give a fuck, and they're just like, oh, well, we won't tweak any of this.
We'll get there when we get there. Listen here, buddy. You're still gonna watch what we want. We got Mission Impossible and Top Gun Maverick.
I think Prime is a good contender.
I think Prime's cool. Prime has a lot of movies that I used to watch as a kid on their streaming service. A lot of raunchy stuff. If you are easily sensitive, don't go looking for some of these movies. They are a little too old school. I think. I feel old saying that.
Yeah, Prime, Hulu, Disney Plus. I mean, Disney Plus doesn't have like a good selection of things either.
Disney Plus has an ass selection, but I always told you Disney's like a streaming app, or like not a streaming app, but like a babysitter app.
That's why. So how can that be? You know what I mean? How can that be like a top tier streaming service if it isn't as inclusive?
I think just the fact that it's Disney. I think everybody just loves Disney.
Well, yeah, but if it's a babysitting app, and you know you're not really paying attention to it either, you're kind of just like, well, if you're not a Marvel fan, you're not a Star Wars fan. What is that really? You know what I mean? Like the average adult, that doesn't really give a fuck for Disney content either way isn't gonna.
I think that's why they're suffering though, because they're not putting out that. That was one thing that I've been like saying for a while. They're not putting content out like that. They're not putting out Netflix shows. They're not putting out Hulu stuff. Like if they would have been putting out like Percy Jackson, I even felt that was too rated G. Like if they would have made it a little bit more mature, show that this place has a little bit of edge in this bitch, it would have made a difference. Like you guys have Deadpool on there. How are you guys gonna have Deadpool but then be shy away of like being a little bit more mature when it comes to your like content?
That's why. And then some people don't care about Marvel like that either.
Yeah. And Marvel, I mean, it's a little mature, but even then, it's not even.
Oh, it's mature because Chris Pratt says "fuck" one time.
Yeah,
like it doesn't make much sense.
We saw people's legs get broken. What are you talking about? Wanda came out of a whole table dish, all bent out of shape in Multiverse of Madness. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but some people aren't a big fan of Marvel like that to get it. Just
fucking
for that.
Civil War. No, wait, was it Civil War? No, Age of Ultron. Cut dude's arm off, straight off. Ulysses Claw. Ultron was like, oh,
no blood.
Yeah, no blood.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. I wouldn't make it a top 3 contender simply because it's too limited. I would say Netflix, Hulu, Prime, and Netflix is like
Hulu, Prime Max. I honestly think Netflix is kind of slacking, but I think Hulu got some.
I think Prime and Max are probably duking it out.
Hulu got the bear.
Exactly. That's why it's there.
Hulu got the bear. Hulu got the bear.
It's a good show. Season 3 comes out this year.
Sometime this year. So, I mean, if we're making like the old days, like fucking cable, I mean, are you afraid that we're gonna go back to that weekly model or that binge model? Because I personally, like I said, I want to not really overindulge when it comes to the binging, but I don't think I could do weekly all the time anymore. If I do weekly, I forget about it by the 3rd week. And then I gotta come back like after like Reacher. That's what happened with Reacher. I was watching it episode by episode, and then I think by the 3rd one, no, it dropped 2 together. I watched that one, and then I've watched the following week when the 3rd episode came out, and then after that, I went weeks, and now I'm over here catching up.
Right. So the binge model has its own problem because you consume it too fast. But if you know how to moderate, it shouldn't be a problem. And then you get
all you junkies out there, listen up.
Yeah, and then you got the weekly model where some people do forget. It's like it's not embedded, and I don't know if they have an option to be like to remind you when an episode drops either. Not that I've seen anyway.
When it comes to the weekly stuff, no,
it tells you when the show drops, but then you find out I gotta wait a week, and it's like
you know what I usually get. I will go weeks without it, and I'll get that notification that says series or season finale this Tuesday or whatever.
Yeah,
come finish it or come catch up on your show or whatever. Mm-hmm. I'm like, on the finale, really? You couldn't be like, mid-season. We're mid-season. Remember, you were watching this fucking show, and I'd have been like, let me pull up my phone real quick.
Yeah. Because even Netflix is like, the show's here, and then it's a binge model because they don't really do weekly stuff.
You know what? We didn't talk about like I guess the saving graces that like Netflix is or like streaming services too, because I mean we kind of had that Cobra Kai show that was on YouTube, on the verge of being canceled, and Netflix was like, I'm gonna give you an opportunity, and they wound up picking.
And they did that with a couple. They did that one with They did it with Lucifer. Lucifer ran for
Oh,
a cool
Lucifer
minute
too.
on Netflix.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The Bear started off on Hulu. I mean, not Hulu. Started off on FX, and then they gave it to Hulu.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
Abbott Elementary too, I think.
Abbott Elementary. No, that one's still on CBS or NBC or whatever.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, those that like streaming kind of in a way helps.
It helps because Cobra Kai does really good, or it is really good, and it ran this long. I think because of their help. And YouTube was trying, but I mean, a lot of people go there simply for the shows, and then you had to pay premium to get those shows, and it just wasn't self-sustaining because it's like no one's gonna pay YouTube for that, you know?
Yeah, obviously. I mean, I know. I'll be like, oh, YouTube will pass by a movie and be like, do you want to watch this? Do you want to pay to watch this? And I just be like, you're not gonna get my money. But then they got like free movies, and I'll be like,
yeah.
click.
Well, the free ones, you know, they're kind of like low tier anyway, so it is what it is.
I watched superhero movie on there again.
That's just hilarious. I think the one that I watched on there one time for free because I stumbled upon it was the one with I think it's Martin Lawrence, and he's like a thief with
Blue Streak.
David DeVito, Danny DeVito.
Oh, never mind. Danny DeVito.
He's
Martin Lawrence?
yeah, he's like a professional thief. It has Bernie Mac in it. It has John Leguizamo. Can't remember what it's called, but he steals from him, and then he's like, Danny DeVito is like this businessman. Martin Lawrence is the thief. He steals from Danny DeVito, and then he's like, oh, I got his ring or whatever. Can't remember what it's called. Oh, what's the worst that could happen?
Oh, I have heard of that movie, but I've never seen it.
Oh, okay. That was one of the ones I watched for free on YouTube, and I think it's still there. So if you ever want to check it out, it's free. That was one of the ones that I first saw on YouTube, and then I was like, well, I don't really watch movies on there anyway. But yeah, it wasn't self-sustaining. And Cobra Kai was probably the saving got saved. I know Lucifer, and then the Bear, like the best offenders because it's like they managed to save them.
Would half of these shows even exist if it wasn't for streaming? Like Stranger Things, do you think that would have ever happened if Netflix never picked it up?
No.
Squid Game.
No.
Scoop. Cobra Kai. That show You. Do you think that would ever happen?
Yeah, that one started on TV.
Oh, did
then
it?
Netflix picked it up.
Black Mirror would never make it anywhere.
Oh, of course not. No. So you
Arcane?
no, that wouldn't. No, you get a lot more adult like content that way. You know what I mean? Things suited for.
That's what I'm saying. I think streaming just gives creators more leeway to create.
Yeah, and the budget behind them because Arcane. I've showed you Arcane's like animation.
I think they just kind of throw money at them. It's like, can you make it for this amount? And they're just like,
this is more than enough.
Yeah. I'd be doing it for sticks and stones on YouTube.
Yeah, so like think about it like that because they back their animation up, or they used to back their animation up before they canceled all the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So like think about all the things animation wise that is really good. I mean, you saw the sex robots and death or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's that the animation style in those fucking episodes are like mad crisp. And it's like without the budget of Netflix and a platform like Netflix, you wouldn't ever see it. You know what I mean? Yeah.
It would have never happened at all.
Even Family Guy with like Disney's money, their animation is doing like it has improved. You know what I mean?
Where's Family Guy being streamed at now?
Hulu. You can watch it on Hulu.
But it's still on Fox technically?
Yeah.
I know Seth MacFarlane's been trying to leave for like a while, but Fox is like, yeah, you're not going anywhere. You're gonna stay here.
Oh no, he says he does it willingly, and then, well, he did Ted, and Ted wouldn't have made it on Fox as a TV show.
Fox as a TV show. It's true, but either which way, I guess. I mean, a lot of things got birth second life. I know Marvel's been trying to find its footing when it comes to Disney Plus and its own shows. The DC already did it with James Gunn, and maybe that's why he's the one to pioneer this whole universe forward, because he even made a TV show, DC's first TV show, alongside with the rest of the content that he was making for DC. Netflix obviously gave examples of them being able to give a little bit more to their creators to give them a chance to really prove themselves and give themselves some chops.
Yeah.
So ultimately, I guess the question is, before we start wrapping this up. Is streaming all bad, or did we get something good out of it? Because I think it's bad in a certain sense of like, now, I think we went from either you're poor or you're rich, right? Either you didn't make it or you did.
Mm-hmm.
And then now we're at the point of you're at the bottom. Now if you get to streaming, you're like in the middle, like your foot's in the door, but not really. And now you get a little bit more opportunity and, to really shine. And then you get to box office, which even then you don't even know if you're a hit until that money comes sailing in. People want to know whether or not you are money-making material.
Yeah. Because some of these people don't make it past, like, streaming.
No.
Or TV.
And then some people trickle in, like Zolo Medwater.
Yeah, I get. Yeah, I guess. What a random dig. What a random ass dig at that, man. But all right. I guess that's. I guess if you're talking like career wise for these actors and all that, I guess that makes sense because you do see like actors, big name actors on TV shows,
but nothing CW or anything.
Like
streaming. Except for like Ezra Miller in that one Flash episode.
I mean, that was a cameo. That doesn't really count.
Yeah, but how often do you ever see that happen?
I think every once in a while.
I don't think you've ever seen any like A-list actors on like regular TV.
Yeah, no, but like in the capacity of cameo, I don't think that's that big of a deal.
I think it's a huge deal. I'm trying to think if there was like one time where like a big name actor came out like on a TV show and it was just like so mind blowing that happened. Now, if it's on streaming, it's not even mind blowing. It's just more like I remember as a kid when you were just sitting there watching TV, you knew that there would never be any like big mainstream like TV actors on TV. But then once in a while, they'll just pop up, and you'll just be like, "What the fuck? Like, how'd they even bag that dude? How'd they even, get him? Like, did they fucking trick him? Did he think he was getting pizza and he's just on set now?
Well,
like,
Brooklyn Nine-Nine with J.K. Simmons?
But that's like, no. Does that count?
Well, hold up now. You just said the Ezra Miller one counts and it's a big deal. I'm saying it's not. And if you're saying it's a big deal, J.K. Simmons was on Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
But he's not like a A-list star. J.K. Simmons is not an A-list star.
I wouldn't call Ezra Miller A-list either. He's good. They're good.
I think he was A-list at one point. He was like everybody's hot ticket at one point. And then the shit happened with the Flash and everything. And now, that's a whole different story now. And technically speaking, if we want to say for Ezra Miller, it was part of the DC brand. So in a way, he was just helping out in-house. But then J.K. Simmons, I don't think he's like A-list. So if he pops up here and there, it's not very like, oh my God. Now, if you would have seen Brad Pitt in Brooklyn Nine-Nine, that'd be like, okay, maybe you got a point there, Sonny. But then you also see the likes of Marshawn Lynch in there, bro. Like, it's crazy.
Well, you got Adam Sandler in there.
Adam Sandler was in there. And that was around the time where they made that father-son movie or whatever.
Father-son movie.
You didn't see that one with them together?
No.
Where's my telefono?
Oh, you're talking about
No, you don't know.
Yeah, I do.
I'm gonna pull it up before you figure it out.
My Good Boy or whatever.
Yeah, I think it's that one. Good Boy?
Something like that. With Adam Sandler and what's his name?
Andy Samberg.
Andy Samberg, yeah.
Yep. Let me see. Adam Sandler. That's My Boy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I was close.
You see that one?
I've seen that one. And the ending, everybody like he's just like, I'm gonna tell them all that you're fucking your cousin or something.
And technically speaking, Adam Sandler's not an A-list star either.
I would say he's A-list. He just won a SAG award.
He's not fucking A-list. Are you insane?
I would call him
Adam Sandler.
He won like a whole.
At one point he was. At one point he was like in everything.
He won a People's Award.
Ken is like A-list.
Ryan Gosling.
Like if you see Margot Robbie in like a CW show, who cares? Gosling? But like Ryan Gosling for sure.
No, I would think Adam Sandler is way more.
Ryan Gosling is in a way different league than Adam Sandler.
That's not true.
Brad Pitt.
Yeah, because Adam Sandler.
Brad Pitt is like in a different league than Adam Sandler.
That's not true.
I think so. Jake Gyllenhaal. You would not put Jake Gyllenhaal in the same boat as Adam Sandler.
They're A-listers.
No. But like acting wise, you can't. Who sells more of a ticket? Jake Gyllenhaal.
Statistically.
Adam Sandler hasn't been in no theatrical movies in years.
Well, no, but his streaming movies bang.
Well, I mean, he just did a fat deal with Netflix to do like 6 movies.
Jake Gyllenhaal also hasn't been in one since Ambulance, and Ambulance I don't remember doing good either.
He did Covenant. That didn't do good.
Nah, didn't do good.
It was smushed between a lot of movies. I'm defending this movie. I'm defending this man.
But that's what
Jake
I'm saying.
Gyllenhaal's my boy.
Yeah.
You're not gonna
I'm
fucking...
not saying he's not good.
He's
but
coming out in Roundhouse.
That one
Roadhouse?
looks good. That one looks good. But streaming.
Yeah. Streaming.
See, so I would say they're in the same boat.
Nightcrawler did amazing. We came out so many years ago.
A movie that he was in 10 years ago did really well.
Yeah, I think he's still on top if he has.
Yeah, no, they're. They're both. I would say they're both A-listers. Because I think they're better than J.K. Simmons.
No,
J.K. Simmons is like a B-list actor.
So is Adam Sandler. He's like C.
No, what? There's no way.
You don't see him in like big blockbuster movies anymore. I think he's hilarious and I like him. Maybe that's why he's doing more serious roles, because he's like, well, I gotta make money and I can't just be this goofy dude all my life. I gotta fucking put some chops. But no, you are the goofy dude, Sandler.
No,
you are the goofy dude, Sandler. Keep at it. Keep it together. Fucking, who else is like an A-list star? If I like Google A-list stars, do you think it'll give me like a list of like who is like actually A-list?
That'd be like a random. Leonardo DiCaprio, Brad Pitt, Angelina Jolie,
Leonardo DiCaprio, Tom Cruise, Will Smith, Brad Pitt.
Will Smith is not anymore.
Tom Hanks,
yeah.
Van Dwayne Newton, Johnny Depp.
Yeah. He fell off.
Yeah. Dwayne Johnson.
No.
Yeah, he's still A-list. He's still A-list. He's making tons of movie and millions of dollars.
Yeah, but that doesn't make him A-list. He can't act.
What do you mean?
If he
couldn't
movies,
act, he wouldn't be in all those movies.
He strong arms that bitch. You should put me in a fucking movie. He tells him, I want a franchise, goddammit. I can do this. You want Kevin Hart, you want me. Look at this.
Dwayne Johnson, you're here to audition today. No, I'm here to beat the fuck out of you. Put me in this movie.
Audition? That includes that I'm running. Nah, I'm here to do it.
I think you forgot this is my movie now.
I showed up. There's no more. Like it's me.
Angelina Jolie.
I said that.
Chris Pratt.
Yes.
Julia Roberts.
Julia Roberts is good.
Robert Downey Jr.
Julia Roberts.
Robert De Niro.
Yeah.
Al Pacino. Jennifer Lopez.
Yeah.
Sandra Bullock.
Mm-hmm.
Denzel Washington.
I'm with you.
Jennifer Lawrence.
Okay. Oh, wow.
Taylor Swift.
No. Those last two are questionable. Jennifer Lawrence and Taylor Swift are questionable.
Jennifer Lawrence was in like hella good movies. She's so good. She was able to take a break and people still want her.
I don't know.
Matt Damon. Adele.
Mm-hmm.
What? Mark Wahlberg.
Adele.
Amy Adams.
Not Mark Wahlberg. No.
Amy Adams.
Amy
Wait,
Adams,
Mark Wahlberg made that Father movie, and
show,
that's on streaming, and it got nominated,
but it didn't win.
But it was on streaming and it got nominated.
But it didn't win.
Does that make a difference too if it's on streaming and it gets a nomination?
Yes.
Does that make it like
that puts it in a league of its own?
You know how like I said, box office basically Lil Bros streaming. Mm-hmm. Do you think that's like Lil Bro graduating to Big Bro status if it gets nomination?
Yeah, because that. I mean, people people opinion are gonna be different. Obviously, mm-hmm. They could be like, oh, she's this or whatever. But if the Academy is, even though the Academy is full of shit, if the Academy recognizes it, I would say that's like a league of its own.
Okay, Salma Hayek.
Okay.
Anna Kendrick.
Okay.
Meryl Streep.
I'm with you.
Mark Ruffalo.
No.
Not the rough man. Have you seen him in Shutter Island?
No. I did like him in the Zodiac. Okay.
Zodiac is good. Good call. Watch him in Shutter Island. Mm-hmm. You tell me if he has chops or not.
Okay.
I think that's where like he top. Jim Parsons.
I don't know who that is.
Oh. Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
Josh Duhamel.
Who's that?
The army dude, the main army dude that has a kid in Transformers 1.
Oh, I don't know him, and that's the only role you were able to bring up, so I don't think so.
Oh, he was in that Netflix superhero show, too, that got canceled after one season.
That's unfortunate.
Oh. Liam Hemsworth.
Yeah.
Don Cheadle?
Yes.
Jack Nicholson.
Yes.
George Clooney?
Yes.
Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds. Ooh. You're gonna get his fan base all on top of you. They're gonna be doing Deadpool impersonations while they're teabagging you.
If it was pre-Deadpool, yes.
Oh yeah, he was acting his ass off pre-Deadpool.
If it's pre-Deadpool, yes. As of recently, I don't know.
What if he wows you in that If movie?
Then okay, that would be like, okay, yeah, he's hindered by Deadpool, but he has to really like, be good at that shit.
Get back to where he was at one point. Kristen Dunst.
I haven't seen her in anything outside of Spider-Man, but she kills it as a Mary Jane. So
whoa! First of all, Bring It On. You haven't seen her in Bring It On?
No. What are you, a woman?
No, you. Oh, I gotta be a woman and like Bring It On. Listen, that peak acting from this lady, man. I'm just telling you, if you watch that movie. Scarlett Johansson.
Yes.
Harrison Ford.
Yes.
Neil Patrick Harris.
Yeah.
Bruce Willis.
Yes.
The Bale.
Yeah.
Amanda Seyfried.
What? Who?
Amanda Seyfried. She's the friend in Jennifer's Body. The one that was about to get ate at the end.
Yeah. Yes.
Anthony Hopkins.
Yeah.
Hugh Jackman.
Mm-hmm.
Dustin Hoffman.
He sounds familiar.
Okay, that's all the A-list stars. Adam Sandler was not on here.
They had Taylor Swift and Adele. Those are actors.
I went all the way down. Even Taylor Swift got fucking A-list on the fucking list.
These aren't actors. Who made this list?
I don't know.
Is this Academy approved? Like
I don't. It was on the internet, so I don't know how credible it is. But that was all on.
Yeah, because they didn't even mention like Matt Damon or Ben Affleck. So how credible could they be really?
Matt Damon was there.
I didn't hear that. I heard you say.
I said Matt Damon, and you said yeah.
No, you didn't.
B-list actors: Ansel Elgort.
Mm-hmm.
He was in The Fault in Our Stars.
Okay.
The main dude. He was also in Baby Driver.
Okay.
I liked him in that. Wes Bentley. He was in American Beauty. See, these are B-list actors. These are the ones you don't know. Chattel. Oh, you're not even gonna know him. Carl Urban. He's B-list.
Yeah.
Britt Robertson. I don't know who that.
No.
Kit Harington.
No.
He's gonna play the Black Knight.
Oh.
In Marvel.
Unforgettable.
Yeah, you don't know any of these people. If I even say their names, you're just gonna look at Bella Thorne.
Okay. What? Huh? B-list. That would require her
Jason
to do work.
Clark. That's the dude that plays
the
Terminator in Genesis. Who plays John Connor.
Uh-huh.
I think he's better than B-list, but I mean I guess he's not in high demand either. And then his choice of
Pedro
movies,
Pascal A-list?
not yet, but I'm sure he will be soon. Now that there's a difference I think between overexposure and like actually making it on A-list terms.
So then The Rock isn't A-list.
He is.
No, he's not.
Because you just said it. Do you know?
You just said it.
We literally,
I tricked you. You fell for it.
We literally, in an older episode, if you guys want to go check that out, we discussed how much he's getting paid for that Santa Claus movie he's doing.
Yeah, it doesn't make him.
It's so fucking ridiculous. It just tells you how much of a high demand he is.
No, he doesn't deserve it. He produces and he gets paid.
Digimon Hansu.
That sounds familiar.
That's the dude, Wonder Woman. The one that got Wonder Woman bodied.
Mm-hmm.
Alexandra Daddario. The one with the nice blue eyes in Percy Jackson.
Oh, wow.
The 1 and 2.
The one they want to do Wonder Woman.
Mm-hmm. See, I'm telling you their names, and you don't even know their names, and that's how you know they're fucking B-list. Evangeline Lilly.
Oh, damn. See, they sound familiar, but I can't put a face to them.
Evangeline, you know who that is?
She sounds familiar.
Wasp.
Yeah.
Jensen Ankles.
Yeah. Oh, B-list. What the fuck?
Karen Gillan. She's the girl from she plays Nebula.
Okay.
She was in Jumanji. She's the redhead.
Wouldn't make her B-list.
No. Anthony Mackie. Cole Sprouse. Oh, congratulations.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
I never seen that coming. Sebastian Stan.
B-list. What he did for the one you told me to watch. What was it called?
Liam Hemsworth. Who are you talking about?
It said Sebastian Stan.
Oh yeah. Oh, the
meat one.
Oh yeah. Fresh was good. That one was on streaming too. I thought that was a movie theater movie too.
That one was good.
I would have paid for that one.
The point is,
Taron Egerton.
that makes sense.
Yeah. Keep going. What?
The point is that I think Adam Sandler is an A-lister.
He was on neither list. I'm trying to see if I go down, if I'll find him eventually.
If they make him like anything other than a C-lister, that's
Frankie Muniz is a C-list actor. Hilary Duff.
Oh my god.
Elizabeth Shue. Elizabeth Shue. She's the girl that gets her head blown off in The Boys. Homelander.
You know what you got me thinking, like, when we see streamers and stuff like that do like movies, you know what I mean? You remember that Shane Dawson movie that came out forever ago?
Oh yeah, that shit sucked.
Oh yeah, but like when you see them do raunchy things like this, I mean that doesn't make them like contenders, right? Like that doesn't like that's not like
Eva Mendes is C-list.
Unfortunate. Damn. Unfortunate to hear.
Keep going.
That, like, it's like those aren't real contenders. Like those are like little league kids just playing around, right? Like that's not.
Yeah, I assume it's not gonna ever be. If it's anything like small, I don't think it's ever gonna be worth anything. You gotta have money behind it. If it's gonna be worth
I need
something.
Streaming movies to invest in good horror movies because the big ones aren't doing it. But anyway, enough about the actors.
I'm just gonna have to.
Is Adam Sandler an A-list? How are you gonna Google it?
Yeah.
Is Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Yeah, because I mean, do you think Adam Sandler has that kind of pool, man? That would be able to be like, well, I mean, he got a contract with Netflix with his company to make these serious films. So I mean, I don't know. Maybe he is an A-list, but
Samuel L. Jackson?
he's B-list.
What?
No,
you don't do Pulp Fiction and be called B-list, man.
Frozone.
What? All right, two different sides of the spectrum. With
No,
that,
no. But Frozone is his thing, and that was in the box office, regardless. But let us know out there. We gotta start wrapping up, so let us know out there. Do you guys enjoy streaming? Is it better than? Is it better to watch a show, or is it better to watch movies on streaming? Do you guys think Adam Sandler's an A-list actor? Who's your guys' like A-list spots? Let us know if you guys are looking forward to any streaming movies or TV shows that you guys want us to watch, so we can go ahead and review, talk about here on this show. If there's any other topics that you guys want us to talk about, if you guys want to get catch a live one of these days or support us in a big way, Josh, go ahead.
Twitter, TikTok, Instagram at FilmBros Podcast. We post new episodes already. Catch us up there for any news or movies you want us to cover, or any specific topics. I kind of like shooting the shit like this, so it's fine. At FilmBros Podcast on all the socials. You can support us in a big way. Buzzsprout links in the socials I just gave you. It's like a Patreon. You subscribe, you get special perks on the side. We shout you out. It's an even exchange, and you help the show grow. We'd appreciate it. You can listen to us anywhere you get your podcast at FilmBros Podcast. Be a part of the conversation. Twitch at FilmBros Podcast, where we'll be going live soon again. Again, just keep the notifications on. And then you can subscribe to our YouTube at FilmBros Podcast. Oh, and check out our Madam Web review. It's a full-length video. Go check it out. Came out Saturday. It's really good. It's with Siri and Geek Vibes at FilmBros Podcast.
Yes. Shout out to him. Major W. Go check out that review. It's out right now. With that being said, we'll talk to you guys on the next one.
Talk to you guys later.